everybody.
Hi, everyone.
All right, good, good. Johan, how are you today, sir? It's good to be back, always. I'm glad to see all the wonderful friends, as always. Johnny, how are you, sir?
Yeah, good.
Good
To be here with all the friends. Always a nice place to be instead of in the outside world
Yes,
with
indeed.
all the foxes and all the rest.
The foxes and the hounds.
The hounds, exactly.
So, all right, Godfrey just joined us. Richard and Johnny is there. Good. We had a great lesson this morning, and I was actually glad to see you guys on the screen this morning. Like I say, I always get excited when Africa pops up, so it was absolutely amazing. Godfrey, how are you? Are you home yet? Are you still traveling? He might be having some connection issues. Richard, Johnny, you guys with us?
How's it, guys?
Good. I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
Can you hear me now?
It's a bit crackling up, Rich.
He'll come back for the reconnect. Perfect, though.
Oh, here we go. We can see Gottfried. Hey, Gottfried.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Johnny will be in a minute. We here.
Perfect. All right. So, look, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. We've got a few things that we're going to discuss a little bit later. So we'll go ahead and get started with our reading, and then we'll go from there. Johnny's going to post our opening intention into the chat.
Okay. So let's nominate someone who likes to read. Would like to read, perhaps?
Who would like to read the opening intention? Not everybody at once.
I'll read it.
Okay.
Seems like there's an echo when I speak. Is it bad?
No.
No, I hear you pretty good.
All right. So one cannot correct one's thought, but should only aim the heart. Make one's heart straight to the Creator. Then all of his thoughts and actions will naturally be to bestow contentment upon his Maker. And when he corrects his heart to have a heart and a desire of Kedusha, the heart will then be the key in which to place the upper light. And when the upper light shines in the heart will strengthen, and he will add a supplement continuously. Now we can interpret our sage's words. Great is the study that yields action. It means that through the light of the Torah, he is led into action, as the light in it reforms it. This is called an act. This means that the light of the Torah builds a new structure in his heart. Paulus Salam Shamati 68, man's connection to the Sephirot.
Chaim.
Chaim.
And so, with that being said, Shmueli, יש קליפ? כן או לא? לא עכשיו? הכל בסדר. טוב, so we'll go from there to our workshop question, and then we'll watch the clip a little bit later.
Hold on, let me just... Okay, do friends see the question?
The question is, how do we establish the right common desire to be in a single heart where I'm concerned for the friends, despaired from the work, yet turn to the Creator for help and let Him reveal? I'll read it one more time. How do we establish the right common desire to be in a single heart where I'm concerned for the friends, despaired from the work, yet turn to the Creator for help and let Him reveal?
L'chaim.
Hi. And let's start with Godfrey. Godfrey, take us away, Godfrey.
Thanks. Yes, it's a very important question. How do you establish the right common desire to be in a single heart where I'm concerned for the friends? Basically, in trying to connect with the friends, in working with the friends, in working in the group, there are two lots where despair. One is actually reach a point where one is in a despair. There are these moments one wonder, what is the whole thing? What is happening? When the distance is so deep, he cares for a friend. He tried to do all what is bit of half a shekel, and it doesn't seem nothing is working. And the center cannot hold. It's in total despair. And then suddenly he feels like, no, the center beside him. He read the prayer to the Creator, and then he let go and hung on the prayer and hoping and believing and trusting that the center beside him, and he does everything it will be done. And then he continue working, continue have faith above reason for the friends. So we can do that with that common intention that you are for the friends. All your aim, your life, your everything is to afflict the friends for connection with the Creator. And that is all. So once we continue doing that, and no matter the despair, the moments will be in it, we'll continue, hold on, and continue praying to the Creator for Him to do the work. Let the reforming light, not the work for us. I ask my brother Richard to continue my thought.
Chaim.
Hi.
So yes, that the common desire, I think we establish it within this environment, within an environment where there's a shared desire, where there's a shared goal, an end goal for everyone, so that we can share that desire. So I think the environment's the most important place. So we keep coming here, we keep coming to the meetings, we keep coming to the morning lesson. We sit together with that desire. Because if we don't have an environment for the desire, then the desire goes away. So where do we sit with the desire? In the environment that we establish. Johan?
Yeah, it took me a long time since you posted this question to get my thoughts, and in this afternoon's Zohar lesson, Grandpa, what Granddad, what does Rav call him, asked a question, and he said that, is there, in every individual, is there a 10? And Rav said, yes. But then he said something very interesting. He said, it's time that we start seeing it. So the answer for me would be, when we start seeing the 10, to see a single heart and a single desire, and the 10, it's when we start seeing the 10 as a spiritual partsuk, consisting out of 10 sefirot. Because if you really see that, there's only one in that. There's only one desire, one 10, one heart and everything this. But if we look at the bodies, if you look on the screen now, we're going to see like 10 different desires, 10 different hearts, and stuff like that. But once we see the 10 as a spiritual parzuf, you know, the connection with the 10 immediately is 24/7. We don't have to be in a meeting. Not that I say we don't need these meetings, but I mean the connection, the true connection is in that spirituality, in that parzuf, in that 9 Sefirot, which is unbreakable. Yes, we must grow in that, and the Creator in that parzuf is concealed. So what we are working, the only thing we are working is through our connection to let him come out of concealment so that we can really experience this oneness and this single heart. Who's there? Right, must be one of you two if I'm right. Johnny, yeah, sorry man. Always hope you two sit together, I forget. Okay, John.
Yeah, it's forming this society, forming a 10 that then dedicates their whole lives, their whole direction towards revealing the Creator. And revealing the Creator is amongst the friends. It's in the unity and the connection of those friends. How often Rav keeps repeating to us about the importance of the 10 and how important it is to form the 10, because it's with the 10 and the society that we are able then to form the work and the direction towards Devkut. And where does all the answers lie? Where does all the direction lie? It lies in the friends, in that 10, in that connected 10, that unified 10. So this is where the work really lies, is for us to start creating and forming that 10 in that direction so that we can mature and start leading ourselves towards the real intensity of the work of spirituality. L'chaim. Jonathan?
Yeah, L'chaim, friends. Yeah, Rav spoke a lot about this common desire that we need to build between us, and where do we get it from? That's the $64 question, so to speak, because this desire for the spiritual really doesn't exist in this world. It can only come really from the friends, from the efforts that we've seen that the friends make. That we get this, what's called kinah in Hebrew, it's called jealousy. That, you know, Anthony does X, Y, Z, and I also want to do X, Y, Z, and it spurs me on to participate and give more and act. And without this push from each other to do extra things, etc., we don't have the fuel actually to do it. Only through examples that the friends set can we actually think about even doing forces of acts of bestowal, because it's so against our nature and it's so against the trend of this world. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, in the lessons last week, something that really struck my mind was this idea that we have to construct the 10. The 10 doesn't exist. We have to actually formulate it and create it and construct it through our actions. And this is our contribution and our work. The Creator says, come, and He puts us in the environment, and then almost He says, okay, here's the environment, lets us go, and now we have to get on our hands and knees and start getting them dirty and start doing stuff through Rav, the books, and the group. Those are the key instruments, and distribution as well. So this has to be between us, and we just need to work at it continually. We have to encourage each other. We need to assist each other, because it's all against our nature. It's all against what the Creator has given us, which is the desire to receive, which is the ego. But we have the path. We have the friends, we have the books, we have the Rav, we have the group, we have the world Kli. We have everything in our hands. We just a matter of going ahead and using it to make things happen. L'chaim. Anthony.
How do we establish the right common desire? How do we... Okay. Tov Todah. How do we establish the right common desire to be in a single heart? I think this question for me personally, it led me to like a path of exertion, of I'm tired, I give up, I give out, I can't go any further, you know. And I think that we have to come to that point together, so then we can cry out to the Creator. But to establish the right common desire, I think somewhat we already have it because we're here. We have the point in the heart. That point in the heart for us is what unites us. It's what brought us all here from every part of the world you could ever expect. I mean, you know, I'm really good friends with Shamir. He's here from India. We got people from China, from the whole world. Like, that point in the heart, and I guess that need and that longing for connection, that need or that thought that something was missing, or some people say they were depressed, some people would, you know, something awoken inside of us and made us start asking those questions. And I think that is part of the common desire. There's something that we have in common that brought us here together. Now, where do we go from there? To learn to love each other. That's the only way that we can be a single heart. To learn to love each other. And we can only do that to an extent. We got to reach that point where we commonly come together and cry out and scream to the Creator to help us, to pull us the rest of the way up the hill, you know, so we can reach the top. And so for me, that is I guess I'm having hard times getting my words out, but yet to turn to the Creator for help and let Him reveal, yeah, I mean, we have to get to that point where we scream out, where we cry. And that only comes from the exertion. It's when we try, and we can't go any further, we can't get anywhere else. And then we can reach out to Him, you know. I don't even think that we reach out to Him. I think like He sees the baby crying, so He picks it up and says, come with me, it's going to be okay. I think that's what He does for the whole 10. Because really, I mean, you know, I heard Rav say several times that the other 9 is inside of me. You know, it's 10 of us, but the other 9 is inside of me. And so everything is inside us. We're probably more together as one than we really realize. We just got to kind of open our eyes, change our perception of reality and view it, and raise the importance and the excitement of the goal and be happy when we're working for the Creator. Whether we have a reward or we don't, we just got to be happy in the work. And we just, from there, the Creator does the rest. So, L'chaim, friends. Let's see here. So,
L'chaim.
Reinhard I see RY, which I'm assuming is Reinhard, just joined. Abdul just joined. Fifi joined shortly before Johnny started speaking. So, Fifi.
Fifi says you'll be right back.
Oh, he'll be right back. Okay. Abdul, the question is, how do we establish the right common desire to be in a single heart where I'm concerned for the friends, despaired from the work, yet turn to the Creator for help and let Him reveal? Abdul, can you speak?
Yeah, I'm on the road, but I'm speaking now. Am I audible?
Yeah, we hear you perfect.
Oh, okay. I think, far from our virtual connection, we have to develop a habit of seeing physically. We have to start seeing ourselves physically. And I think we have to start seeing ourselves physically. There are many challenges that will come our way, that is coming our way. Even for this virtual connection, we still have challenges. So in anything, we have challenges. Challenges is part of it. So we must not allow the challenges to stop us from doing it, from stepping up our connection. we should make effort to step up our connection by coming out physically and interacting physically once in a while. And especially now that we are going to have African Congress this year, we should make all necessary effort, put all necessary efforts in place to start meeting physically with friends. And now that we have some of the country have started having Facebook page for Kabbalah, we should make effort to call for physical meeting that will correspond to maybe when we are having a lesson for beginners and from perspective, maybe something like that. Hi.
Hi.
L'chaim Abdul.
Reinhard,
Yeah.
you with us?
Hello. I'm just chomping away on Osami, so I'll put my camera on in a second. But yeah, sorry, it's like a hectic day today.
We're happy to see you.
I'm happy to eat some of that, whatever you eat, and I'm hungry.
Probably has chutney on.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, we're gonna have to send you a box full of it over next time. Well, Tusol's coming for the Congress, so we're gonna have to make sure you get you guys some stuff. Also Biltong, because I don't think we brought that at the time.
All right. Oh, yeah. I'm picking up Thuso from the airport, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Me and Johnny going to get him.
Nice. Now we'll organize for you guys. Yeah, regarding the question, I was sitting in the Zohar lesson today, and I thought it felt to me like I was playing a video game. It's like those old games, you have this little bar, the little thing moving left to right at the bottom, and then you have these monsters coming from the top, level by level. I don't remember what you call it. You guys remember that game? And then you shoot at it. And you
Space Invaders.
Hey? Space Invaders. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. It felt to me like Space Invaders. I was playing Space Invaders. So, you're sitting there in a Zohar lesson, you're trying to keep your intention, trying to think of the friends, you're trying to, do a bunch of stuff. You're trying to get that correct formula, so that once it goes click, you have that connection. And every time you find yourself overcome by a thought from the outside, I don't know, you're thinking about a girl, you're thinking about work, and you're thinking about money or something, and then you shoot it down again. The moment you grab it, it takes you a minute or two to realize that you just went onto a tangent, but then you kind of like shoot it down, and then you're going on and it's all going good, and then all of a sudden one of those monsters pops up again. You have to shoot it down again, and so you continue. So my point is, it's all in the work. Our joy, the fun that we have, it's in working. In the same way a guy goes to the gym and starts pumping iron, it's like it's painful actually if you think about it. Building muscle, it's a painful process. Just look at those guys that do the Arnold Schwarzenegger, those guys, those competitions that they participate in. There's a lot of documentaries regarding what those guys go through. It's a painful process, but they feel wonderful while they're doing it, and in the same way we can achieve something similar. Chaim. Who's next?
Hi.
Chaim.
Is Fifi still gone?
Thuso is with us. Fifi.
Can you repost the question?
Yeah, I did it.
Oh, okay. Thuso,
see the question, Thuso? He's not on?
Left.
Okay.
Fifi, are you back with us? Okay. No problem. So, guys, what we're going to do now, we got a few things to discuss. Some of it is really, really important. It's about the future. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our clip. Shmueli, we'll have a few words from Rob, and then we'll come back and get down to business. And we'll... Shmueli, יש קליפ עכשיו? תודה רבה.
We're lacking shaping establishing a common desire from us towards the Creator that will then correct us to be clothed in us in order to bring contentment to Him. So at the end, it's bringing contentment. That's the final goal. Doing that is possible if we are in a single heart. In order to be in that intention, in order to be in a single heart, we need to be in a desire to be in a single heart. We don't yet discover that. We have different desires and lack of mutual understanding, etc. And we ask that of Him, meaning what is our prayer, what is our request? To have a single desire to be in a single heart connected to Him, so as to be this kind of lean or a vessel for His revelation in order to bring Him contentment. These things need to be designed within us as a single kind of delivery. I don't know how to say it. It's a single thing, one thing that works within another thing within another thing. It's like in our life, you have to sometimes do a series of actions. You get ready, you get out of the house, you go into a car, you drive the car in order to eventually reach a certain place and do something there and reach a certain result. Same thing here. We have to build this chain of events, this chain, and see how we take part in it more and more, so that eventually in our desire that is comprised of all the desires, eventually the Creator will dwell. The Creator is clothed in it. He appears there.
L'chaim.
Hi. L'chaim. So, friends, we're going to get started here. A few things that we need to go over. I'm pulling them up here on my phone just to make sure that I've got everything and I don't leave anything out. So, number one is the Africa Project. So, I see that we have a Kenya Facebook page. I think, Reinhard, you sent me a request to like the Kenya page as well?
Yeah, I think it was Kenya or... Yeah, I think it was Kenya.
Awesome, awesome. So that's good. It seems like the Facebook pages are spreading. I wanted to ask Abdul, since he's here, in regards to Nigeria, you think that it would be a good idea to open a Nigeria page? I think so, because, I mean, personally, just because we've seen a lot of people from Nigeria. I mean, we don't see many of them with us as much anymore. I still see some of them in the chat. But I saw a lot of, it was like a big desire in Nigeria. We had like 6 friends in the last EC course. You were one, of course, and we also had Emmanuel and a few other friends from Nigeria as well. Also, another friend that can't always connect, Remigius. I speak with him a lot offline because he's got some difficulties and internet problems, but I speak with him a lot as well. So since you're here, Abdul, I figured I would ask you, what do you think about that? Okay, he was driving, so he might be having some internet problems, so I will reach back out to him. I know that Ghana Group is still working on their page. Godfrey, if you guys need any help, let me know, and we can, like I said, we can sit together whenever you guys get ready. I saw other friends in the group offer to help too, so if you don't need my help and you want to get help from them, that's fine as well, or from both, either or. Just let Yao and Fifi know that we're here to help whatever they need, okay? Now, the EC course is starting February the 5th, okay? Who all was at the meeting this past Sunday? Was everybody here this past Sunday? Yeah? Okay, so some good things. For one, we talked about the course of our Sunday meetings. I want to talk about this meeting that we have every Tuesday. So we know that coming up, the EC courses are going to be starting February on the 5th on a Tuesday, and it'll probably be taking up this time slot. Okay? Now, the way the EC will be is it'll either be me and Mutlu. Me and Johnny will probably alternate. Me and Mutlu sometimes, Johnny and Mutlu sometimes. The thing is this. We both really, really love you guys a lot. But we think that as a group, even with all the challenges and difficulties that you guys have had, I'm still looking at you on the screen today. It's like you go through a battle and you're still standing. And so this group is still standing. So after we start the EC courses next month, we will still meet with you guys, but Tuesday is probably not going to be the day. So this is just food for thought for us to think about. We can talk next Tuesday and we can work on this. But there's two things that me and Johnny been talking about today because we work together, so we talk all day long. Well, we really don't talk, but when we do talk, it's usually about something important like the group or something here at the center or something like that. But no, serious note, I'm just trying to make sure I get everything out and say it the correct way. So the bottom line is this. You guys are a big piece of our hearts. So we talk today and we think two things. One, as a group, whether you guys feel it or you don't, we feel like you guys have come a long way and really matured as a group. I don't know. You guys were always great to me, so I feel that that there's a lot of times when a group is growing, it needs coordinators to be more involved. I think that you guys have come to the point where we don't want to step away from you, but we want to kind of let you guys develop as a group to the extent that it'll probably be one of us. If we continue to meet on Tuesdays, one of us will meet with you guys, whoever is not working with Mutlu that day on the EC. The thing that I don't think that Tuesdays is going to be a good day is because, as we discussed before, we're going to need some of you guys to work with us in the EC to help with moderation and things like that. So we were suggesting that possibly moving this meeting, and in addition to moving this meeting to a different day, also you guys taking a more active role in preparing this meeting. The same way as we kind of discussed about Sunday's meetings the other day. You guys being, we can still work with you, but choosing the intentions, choosing the quotes, choosing even the workshop questions. I think that I would like to see you guys develop a small team. I don't know if you want to alternate it. I don't know if you want to develop a small team. I don't know how you want to do it, and we can discuss this. That's actually going to be our next topic of discussion after I finish talking so much. But I think you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? Am I not clear to anybody? If I'm not clear, raise your hand, say something. I just feel like, I'm just going to be straight honest. I feel like the only way that a group is really going to grow and develop and see its own worth or feel a certain amount of worth is the more effort and the more actions that you do and that you put in. It's something that Johnny told me. He's like, shit don't always have to go right. Okay, it don't. It's the effort, it's the fact that you tried is the most important part. And it's not rocket science. If you really care about the group, if you really love your group, if you really feel the 10, you just give it everything that you got. And win, lose, or draw, no matter what, as long as you're together, that's really all that matters, that you're making an act or a step towards unity. So we can discuss now about how you guys think that we should proceed. This is not, we still got a few weeks. February the 5th is in 2.5 weeks from now. But I'd like to get the ball rolling, get started. Maybe one friend from South Africa, maybe one friend from West Africa. Maybe you want to alternate. Maybe you want to pick 2 or 3 people that is going to work on the content and everything like that throughout the week. You could get a Google spreadsheet going the same way that we do it. Get a Google spreadsheet going. We always have an outline, and then we just go fill it in with what we think needs to be there. Address issues and topics in the group. And we're going to be here to work with it, but we really want you guys to be a more active part of preparing for the Tuesday meeting. And I can tell you one last thing, and I'll shut up. But the women, the way that they have their meetings, they're consistent. It's all the damn time, and they don't need us pushing them to have their meetings. We want to see you guys, the men of Africa. I mean, the Sunday meeting thing is something totally different than Tuesday. The men of Africa coming together from Ghana, from Ethiopia, from Togo, from Benin, from wherever you guys are from, South Africa, wherever you're from, we want to see you guys continue to work together and build as a cli, as a group together. So we just start at the top of the page and we can work our way down. At the very top left, from what I see, is Godfrey. So Godfrey, go first, and then we'll go to Johan, from Johan to Johnny, and then Richard, and then Reinhard, and then Fifi, Pascal, and Abdul. So Godfrey, start. Take us away. And if it don't think that I'm not paying you attention, I'm just taking notes as you guys speak. So I'm not looking right at you, but I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I think you are right. I think that the time has come as a group to move forward. And in moving forward, there's always the challenge of getting the group to have its attitude together. And all what you said is right. Once the group have all the able men, the group have all what it takes to run the meetings that you and Jono run. I believe that this group is so strong, have gone through several battles, and that they are ready, and they can take it up and deliver, no matter what, because through that, efficiency, the group will still rise and become stronger and stronger. So all what you have said is good. The group will consider it, and then make a move with it. That the mood, whether we will do it half and half, or we will select a first team and then a backup team, which will be discussed on the men's group. And then when the men's meet and discuss it, we will find a pattern, a way out. And this can be sorted out after 2 weeks when we have launched our major activity of the new EC program. It will be there, it will be done. So I think it's a good news, it's a good thing, and we should take it up and move from there.
Hi.
Chaim.
Yeah, I think I can just agree with what Godfrey says. I think there's a maturity in the group. On the one hand, there's a bit deficiency, if you want to put it that way as well, that can only be filled with action. And I think it's time for the group to Rob said, I don't know if it was this morning's lesson, you enter a group. What does it mean when you enter a group? Maybe there's a lot of opinions about what does it mean. But it's definitely take on the importance of the group, what is important for the group and stuff, and agreeing with that and building up the group. And definitely, I think within the African group, there's a lot of talent, if I can put it that way. There's a lot of motivation, there's a lot of zeal and stuff to be able to pull this off. Next.
This is a factory shop kind of production discussion, Anthony, and I could feel it. You were trying to soften it, and trying to tell us as easy as it is. But the reality is it's arrived. Africa has to form a 10. And we can easily say, we'll do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But when it gets to it, no one does anything. So I'm sorry, it's good. It's crunch time. I suggest we definitely have to form a 10. And a 10 is you make commitments and you stick to it. Commitments is like, look at Expectativa and the friends and that. You've got the 10s that attend 7 days of the week and it grades itself downwards. If Africa wants to grow, we need to even say, and it was like the midday call where Reinhard said, even if you say that one day of the month you're going to be there, you be there. It's the same thing during the week. We need to confirm and say morning lessons, midday calls, Shabbat lesson, the Africa joint meeting, this meeting, the EC course, moderation, dissemination for the respective countries. And this is going to require us to be much more dedicated, much more focused, because otherwise we're just going to dilute ourselves everywhere and try and be everywhere at the same time. So if we want to get really serious about spirituality and about this method, it is time that Africa now stands and says, I want, that's to form a 10 or 2 10s, and this is the 10 that will, that's commit to this, and this is the other 10 that will commit to such. And allow that to grow organically, but strongly with focus and importance. It's who's going to do what. It's quite easy to say that we're going to have an Africa meeting, but then who's going to host it? We have the same challenges in South Africa. It's kind of gets given that on that specific day it happens, but hosting and it's round robin and where people can actually do something, it starts fading. So when that starts fading, you start, that's depending on other people to do stuff before it gets, before you do something. So there's a lot of work, and like the friends have said, it's time to mature, but we need to put action in front of our words.
So I think it's a great idea, and I do agree with the fact that we're ready. I do, however, think that like Anthony, like you said, a schedule. I mean, we've drawn up many schedules since my time here. I've only been here for about 2 years now, but I've seen many schedules come and go, and none of them get stick to. So I think it's time that we start taking that seriously. I also think maybe the feeling is that, and I don't know how it works in other groups, and I'm sure that each group is quite unique in its own formation. But the whole round robin idea, giving every friend an opportunity to actually, gain the experience of putting a meeting together, following an outline, and sticking to that, so that we don't get 2 or 3 friends that kind of do everything. Because I do feel what happens with that is we start hogging responsibility. I know for myself, like when we were away for 2 weeks, like every time it was 1 o'clock every day, I was like, oh, I have to do the daily call. And then I realized, but I don't have the equipment there. And then Reynard did such a nice job of it that when I got back, I couldn't wait to do the daily calls again. And then I thought to myself, am I now hogging there? So, yeah, I think that the responsibilities when it comes to a meeting like this and the importance of a meeting like this, that we do round robin it, and that the friends do take it seriously and, put together something, because, there's great exertion in that. And then also, if Reinhard does a meeting like this, I know he's going to do an amazing job, and I'm going to have envy for that. So next week, I know it's my turn. So what can I do to beat that? So that's the sort of atmosphere and energy you want to start creating in an environment like this. Not the same person doing it every time. So if we can establish that somehow, I think that would be awesome. Next.
I think it's me, right? I think we need to look at the past and see how we got to the point where we're currently at. In the past, for many years, we did have meetings every Thursday. It changed up. You guys can hear me, right? Whose microphone is on? So in the past years, we did arrange it. But like John and Richard said, when it comes to doing the round robin thing, it just it waters down. People don't have the motivation, etc., etc., etc. This was in the past. What got us to the point where we have these meetings with Anthony and Jono was because of what happened last year this time. I think it was last year, right? But it was not because of our group. It was not completely structured in the correct way. It was because of miscommunication with Petach Tikva. That's how I see it. It was miscommunication. And till today, I think there's still miscommunication of what actually happened a year ago. But that said, we moved over it. We became stronger. We actually did start building a tent. We have a couple of friends sitting every morning in the lesson and committing to it and committing to daily calls. And we're actually succeeding up to the fruits of our labor is the fact that in 2-3 weeks time we're going to have an introductory course in Cape Town, and we've been disseminating like crazy, and we're getting all kinds of responses from people. This is something that's never happened before. Never happened. All of a sudden you see doors opening up, and the reason this is happening, and I felt this already 6 months ago, was the fact that we started forming or creating this 10 amongst us. So how to proceed forward, how to move forward, not to make the same mistakes as what we did in the past. Not that we cannot make them, we're going to do it over and over, but to see how we can change it up or accommodate for people or for friends. That's the main thing. How are we going to support one another? For me, for Africa, and I said this a year ago, I said it 2 years ago, I said it 3 years ago, I said it 4 years ago. The only way that we can make a proper 10 and form a proper clean Africa is for at least 1 or 2 people in each country to become lecturers. I don't see it another way. We need to do dissemination. We need to become teachers ourselves. Whether it means that you're doing an introductory course for the people on the outside, or after the education course, we invite people to join us and we take care of them, irrespective of how it is done. We need to become aware of ourselves. And again, South Africa for me now is a very good example, because all of a sudden things are exploding here. It's a good sign from above, I think. So let's try. And Anthony, Jono, I asked 2 years ago, I asked 3 years ago, I asked last year for Shimon and them do the lecturer, teach us to be lecturers. I can lecture. I can go to people. I can lecture. I have a very sound philosophical basis as well. I don't have a problem with that. But we need Abdul is such a strong friend. How can we help Abdul to become a lecturer? How can we help him to at least do a first initial introductory course with the people in his community?
Okay,
and then
we'll talk about that. We got 7 minutes, guys. We got to stay on the topic.
Here's the topic.
Look,
if we want. I don't care. We can get rid of these Tuesday meetings. Get rid of it. I don't care about it. Really.
Okay.
If we cannot build proper good students, then these meetings it's useless. Why are we sitting here to just waste our breath? That's my point. Thanks.
That's what we're trying to get to. That's the look. Whatever happened in the past, I don't even know. Nobody told me about it. I don't even want to know. I don't care. The only thing that I want to know is that going forward, we got a few things happening. We've got the EC coming up with new students. We've got a group here. I see a group here sitting in front of me right now. A group of strong men who say that they're here while we're here to reach adhesion with the Creator, to unite, to try to learn what love is. We are willing to and it goes back to the workshop question that we had. We're trying to build that single heart, okay? But it's not going to work, and I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not going to work if we're talking about the past or we're talking about what we need to talk about, and what we need to focus on is our unity together. Now, I understand that the morning lesson attendance, I understand all these things. You guys got to realize something that I think that you don't realize is that we go through the same fight, the same struggle here in Petah Tikva. That's why they're having some people that come certain days and some people that are here every day, and they're splitting it. Because you guys are, you maybe feel because you're so far away that you're different. You're the same as us. We got lives, we got jobs, we got wives, kids, we got work, we all got the same thing. It's no different. You guys are fighting. You should, if you feel that there's a lack somewhere, you should know that you're in good company, because the whole world Kli is going through the same thing together. When Rav talks, he's talking to everybody. He's not just talking to us that's sitting here in the room in front of him. He's talking to each one of you guys too. But this is our fight. This is our fight for spirituality. This is our struggle. The donkey that you can't drag out of the bed every day because he doesn't want to get up and come to the lesson. The guy who has to stay late at work because for God knows some reason, or the guy who's got a sick kid, or the guy who's got, we all in this together. But I don't, and the reason that me and Johnny discussed this today, we're not saying that we're just going to throw you away and you're going to do the whole meeting by yourself, but we think that it's time for you guys to take a more active role. You're a group. You got to bond together. You got to work together. Yeah, you're going to have some disagreements. Nobody's going to see everything eye to eye. Some people are not going to be able to make it to the lesson every single day. I do agree with one thing. If a person says that they're going to come at least one day, God forbid, come that one day, or at least let somebody know. You know, I do agree with that. But that's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about, I'm going to ask you a question to the group. Are you guys ready to take a more active role towards your spirituality and help this group, Africa Kli, build? This meeting on Tuesday is really important. You can move it to Thursday or Wednesday or next Saturday. It doesn't matter what day that you have it on. What matters is that the men in the African Kli come together for the greatness of the goal, the greatness of the Creator. To read some intentions, to have a workshop, to maybe listen to a song or a clip, or however you want to structure it. But I think that you are all very, very capable. Right now, you've been here to Israel a few times. I've been here with you, okay? I've seen Johnny and Richard here.
We have gone through hell already. We have gone through several states to reach where we are. I agree that there are difficulties that are there, but we have traveled a long way. I mean, a very long way, and we are here. So the point is that having traveled all those obstacles, all those challenges, we have arrived here. How do we assist each friend to make move of all the obstacles? We are not in the same environment. We are in different environments. And we have to see how do we assist each friend in each environment to contribute to the group. That's the way out. It's difficult. I cannot say that we will make it a perfect group. It can never happen. I mean, the environment has two different places. The human beings are married, are single, are workers, are laborers, or, I mean, how do you have them? They have different talents, but the things to do. How do we manage each person? How do we inspire? How do we inspire each friend to come online? How do we bring the Creator to help us? It's the Creator who does everything. So what I feel is that how do we make it? Should be the question.
Chaim, I just want to say something very brief, friends. Very, very brief. Is that whatever you put into this way, you get out. It's as simple as that. I personally have a Twitter account, and I don't have a lot of time during the day, but I try to tweet like once every 2 days, and something short, punchy, to the point, and that's kept me going for a couple of years now. That's my personal Twitter account, and I use it. Or put something on Facebook, etc. The question is, it's not how much the quantity that we're doing. It's not a competition between any of us. The question, the thing is, this system works that we all receiving stuff, and that stuff has to work through us, and we have to give it out. Otherwise, we're not developing. Bottom line, we're not developing. We're receiving, and we need to give it out. And this, what Anthony's saying, and I agree, and I think all the friends agree here, is that if two friends take on the development of this preparation every week, and we rotate it around, and we make fun out of it. There doesn't have to be anything perfected here. Take a little bit of quotes, have a workshop question. It doesn't take that much time. This is small fry compared to other things that we should be doing. Other things that we should do is developing the distribution in Africa. And it's just posting stuff on Facebook here and there. The thing is, friends, is this very simply, is that we need to take steps, whatever we can do, and start to move the ball forward. You're having presentations now in South Africa. It's excellent. Reinhard's talking about doing teaching stuff. We fully agree with you. But in parallel, we can do other stuff, which we're not doing enough of. In parallel, we can do other stuff. Preparing these lessons, doing stuff on Facebook, doing stuff on, I don't know, Twitter, getting stuff, posting things here in forums, etc., etc. And that will, not because we should be doing it, it will help in our development. It will help in developing the group. It will help in strengthening the group. And we can talk from now until another 10 years' time. But if we don't do, then we will, then basically what Ronald's saying is we're wasting our time. And that's the bottom line. We have to make small steps and do something every couple of days. Just, we have to really start doing things. And there's no right or wrong here. There's no quantity required. It's just, let's start doing things together. And this is just a step for developing these things, and we'll be there with you, and we can develop things together with you, and we can grow together with you in the lesson plans and these. It's exciting stuff. You know, a lot of the stuff Anthony develops, and I get a lot of jealousy because I'm just mentally, I'm a bit zoned out from tiredness or whatever. And he does these lesson plans, and I say to myself, why am I also not helping him develop these lesson plans? And it pushes me further, and I put another tweet out as a result, or another Facebook post, or I send other information to Bnei Baruch, but it makes me jealous. And that's how we have to work with each other, and that's how we're going to progress, that's how we're going to move forward. And we need to create this envy between us. We need to start developing this machine to help us develop. And it's not a bad thing, it's a great thing. And this is just an example of something that we can start doing. L'chaim.
Hi. Look, friends, it's after 9. I didn't want to dump this on you like a ton of bricks, okay? It was just a thought that I feel like I personally, and Johnny does too, feel like you guys should be more active in participating. You guys kind of know the content, you know the materials. You're with us in the lessons. I'm sure even when you miss, you at least go back and listen to it.
And you're all very strong.
Yeah, and definitely strong. And that's why I personally thought, and Johnny did too, that maybe 2-3 guys from the group can through the week develop quotes, things like that, and opening, closing intentions, something in between, maybe some topics that need to be brought up, and we can go over it. It's still a few weeks until the EC starts. We can talk about changing the date because, like I say, we're going to require some people from here. And that's the thing. If we got somebody that we're using from here for this, also it's going to probably have to be in the future somebody for the Sundays, maybe somebody from the men's, somebody from the women's, to work together to develop as well. So, I don't know if the whole round the table thing, everybody getting a chance at that, because it's going to be so much for so many people to do. But whatever you guys want to do, I just wanted to throw it out there to develop a thought in the back of your head. We can talk about it again next week and so on. I really, really love you guys. I love working with Africa. I mean, Johnny can tell you, when we found out that we wasn't coming, I sat in Shimon's office and cried like a big-ass girl. I mean, I was just like bawling my eyes out because I really do, I really, really, really care for you all. I love you guys, and I think that you're a wonderful group. I'm really proud to be part of you guys. And I'm not saying that we're just like going to dump. I love you, Abdul. And I'm not saying that we're trying to just dump you guys. No, we're still going to be part of it. We'll still sit down and like go over the plans with you guys or whatever. But we just want to see you guys develop to the point to where, like the Turkish group, Mutlu and Hakan and everybody that used to work with them, and then now these guys just started doing it on their own, and they still pop in and they attend the meetings, but they take a less active role because that's part of building a group, is to build them up strong. And I don't think that me sitting down writing, me doing what I do, I don't think it's going to build you guys. I think that the only way for you guys to build yourselves, Reinhard gave a perfect example in the gym. You think those dudes get big and strong like that by sitting around doing nothing, watching somebody else? No, they get big and strong because they start with a dumbbell and a curl and some push-ups, and then they're working their way up to benching 300, 400, 500 pounds. I don't know what they do, but that's how it starts. And I really feel that you guys are strong. I love you guys, and we'll continue to talk about this. We'll talk about it next week. This is not for discussion with the women. The women's thing is separate, and that's one of the things that I wanted to stress to you guys. This meeting, and that's why I don't want this meeting to go away, this is an Africa men's meeting. Meaning, this is for the men of Africa to talk about group issues, to work on things to develop the group, the men's group. Now on Sunday, yes, like a Yeshivat Havarim, you got men and you got women. That's a perfect place to talk about dissemination when the men and the women are together and things of that nature. That's what we do here. I never talk to women here unless it's about dissemination. I got my own wife at home. I don't talk to nobody, but when it comes to dissemination, we meet with the women and we talk to them. I talk with Shelly. I talk with Bill's wife, Dina, things like that. But when it comes to the spiritual work, it's between the men. And I think that you guys need to, I think you're ready to start developing on that next spiritual degree to really get it going. So I love you guys. It's 7 minutes after, and my wife told me to stop by and get milk. So I got to go home. But before we go, and also, you guys got my number. You can call me and talk to me, yell and scream at me on the side if you want to call me later or whatever. Before we go home, Johnny, give us a closing intention, and I'm going to ask Johan to please read it for us. That nice, lovely voice that he's got. What problem? 1 minute. All right, Johan is there. Can you see it?
When one is immersed in the nature of self-love, how can he engage in Torah and mitzvot in order to bestow? Since he has no desire or ability whatsoever to do anything unless it is for his own sake. Thus, how can one be educated into engaging in Torah and mitzvot in order to bestow? We should say that although man's nature is only self-love, and that which is against it is hard for him to do, to the point that all his organs go against him, that there is a matter of coercion, meaning that when he engages in Torah and mitzvot, he learns against his will, meaning that he wants it to be only for the sake of the Creator. And then he learns and thinks only about things that speak of the matter of bestowal. And although the body disagrees through the labor in which, he exerts himself, forcing his body to work with his best intention, although his heart's desire disagrees with his intention, the light in it reforms him. L'chaim, friends.
L'chaim.
Let's sing Hine Matov U'Manayim. 2 minutes. Hine Matov U'Manayim. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים.
שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד. Chaim.
Chaim, friends.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.